tipping has gotten out of hand. From a perspective of a former waitress, I was a waitress for years in college. I would never have the audacity to demand a tip, to ask for a tip. Tips, although not required, they're optional. Heavy on the optional. We're going to discuss the differences between cashiering and serving at a restaurant. Um, we're going to talk about tipping culture around the world, what I think would happen if tipping went away in America specifically. But before we get into all of that, I want to discuss some recent events and just my thoughts. Charlie Kirk is dead. Love him or hate him, he was someone like me, a podcaster. And to be shot because of something you said, because of your opinion, I understand his opinion was hateful, or opinions. I understand his tone wasn't the nicest. I understand his debating style was confrontational, aggressive, and a little offensive for shock value. As someone in the media, I can recognize that and I can appreciate that. Doesn't mean I necessarily would do it myself or I support it. I feel no ways towards Charlie Kirk. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a hater. I would see him on my Twitter a couple times, and that was it. I honestly had to Google him for it to click in my mind who it was. Um, I will say I am shocked. I am shocked at people's reactions, especially or specifically Democrats. I'm shocked because not because I'm a MAGA or not because I'm right wing, not because of any of those things. Where has the value for our basic American rights, where have they, where are they? Can we even list the first few? I digress. But one of them is free speech. You have the right to free speech. No one should be getting murdered over their opinion. I don't care if your opinion is bigoted, racist, misogynistic, homophobic. I don't care. I don't have the authority to take away your right and cut your tongue out. Someone shot him in the throat. In the throat. That's where your voice comes from. Whoever did this, whatever, whatever, you're just as hateful as you think Charlie Kirk was. And for those of you like happy he's dead and celebrating it and genuinely, this man is not Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay? He's not Bashir al-Assad. He's not Osama bin Laden. He's not Saddam Hussein. He's not Genghis Khan. Like he was a wasp with a Christian opinion, and he was loud about it, and he was murdered for his opinion. As a podcaster, I I say a lot of shit, but everything I say is not going to rub with everyone, and that's okay. Charlie Kirk wasn't for everyone, but you have no right. I mean, whatever. You have the right to say what you want, but you have no business going online saying, I'm glad he's dead. That's just wild to me. As someone who was on the outside looking in, like, I'm not a fan, like, I'm neutral. I never heard a Charlie Kirk podcast in my life. Anyways, enough about Charlie Kirk. Um, Tonight, I will say, I, my last episode, I revealed that I'm on Hinge, the dating app. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't like black men. I've dated black men. I've had black, whatever. I've done it. It's not like I've never done it. It's just, I have, this is gonna sound racist, but like I have issues. And they may be stemming from my own, well, I'm not insecure about being black at all. Like at all. I'm proud to be black. I'm very proud to be black. But there are just certain points of view. There's certain ethics, there's certain morals that black men have, and it seems to be national and cultural, and I don't like it. Opinions such as black people having the most plight in America. It's just not true. Or not being able to see outside your own culture, like other people's struggles. That's not cool. And that's all I'm gonna say. I try to give black men a chance because I was not swiping. I was not liking anyone black because they were black. And I was like, this is racist. This is not right. So I started pressing hard on all of them and just giving him a chance. I stand firm on my opinion because I was just proven right again. This guy, he asked me what my love language was. Yes, he was black. And I told him that it was that I show love by doing acts of service. And I like my love language personally is gift giving. And he was like, "Oh, I'm curious. What is it about gift giving? Like if I buy you a Gucci bag, is it gonna mean as much as if I made you a piece of art with macaroni?" And I'm like, "Oh, he sounds cheap. He sounds cheap." And then he's like, "Please explain to me." So I explained to him how I was spoiled growing up. And he's like, "No." I also put my podcast information on there and the fact that I had one. And I also put my Instagram and my Twitter. Let's just say I have a lot of downloads, and those downloads are not anywhere equal or near the amount of likes that I have on Hinge. If you're liking me on Hinge, you have taken a serious risk. Uh, this time around, like if you don't like me, I don't care. And if I in the past or if I liked you, like really liked you, or if I was hung up on you or obsessed, I mean by now let it go. I will have an episode on life after 30 in a few weeks, or maybe a few days, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Depends on my mood. But I say that to say, I say all of that to say, I will not be dating black men anymore. No more. They piss me off. Anyway, tipping. Okay. In America, in America, and this is true for Americans, I'm not sure about, you know, everywhere else except Canada and Italy. I'm sure about you guys because um I served some Canadians and I saw a post prior to that tipping isn't a thing in Canada. And that generally outside of America, tipping is looked down upon. And I learned that in Italy, it's so like someone posted that they tipped their waiter in Italy and they were trying to give it back to them. And they were so kind of taken aback and offended when they were given money for their service. In America, we have goods and services. That's how our economy runs. Services aren't something tangible, like 98% of the time. It's something that you do. So it's not a item. It's not like when you go to the store and you see electronics, you see clothes. Those are goods. Things that you can touch are goods. Things that you can't touch but you pay for are services. You pay for someone to fix your credit. You have a credit card, you pay that off every month. You Uber, DoorDash. What else? You get the idea. Serving in a restaurant, being a waitress, being a waiter is what you generally think of when you think of tipping. But in the past, since 2018, I noticed that when I went to Starbucks, I was being asked a question when I was paying. Would you like to tip? Would you like to add a tip? And it's like, I don't know. Do I? You're right in front of me. You're smiling. I just want to, I just want to go to work. Okay. What did you do for me besides what you've been doing the past 15 years and now you want a tip? Have you petitioned to your employer for a higher wage? Do they deduct from your tips? I hope not. Um, Starbucks workers make minimum wage. In Arizona, minimum wage is above $14 right now, I believe. The standard pay for servers in Arizona is about $2.40 an hour with your tips that are taxed. And sometimes those tips are shared. You have to split tips with other people you work with. Oh, we're gonna get into it. Being a cashier, because I've been both. My first job was a cashier at Hot Topic. You're not doing much. You're not doing much. Math is a basic skill. $100 minus $20 is $80. You know, you have the calculate, you have a whole machine that tells you how much to pull out and take and put back in, and math is exact, okay? You're gonna know when you fuck up. You're always gonna catch that. What do cashiers do? They stand there, okay? Most of the time they're standing. And the amount of people that can come into an establishment like a Starbucks versus a restaurant. Think of a restaurant. A restaurant has a limited amount of tables. Those tables are split up into sections. Those sections are assigned to servers. Each server only has about 4 to 6 tables they can work, and they're not filled up all the time, the whole shift. You might have a shift where you only work one table. You only have one opportunity to make a tip, maybe. If you're a cashier and your machine automatically asks up towards a 35% of my purchase, like it begs the question, what do you do? Because compared to a server, you stand there. Servers have to think. They have to be on their fucking toes. They have to make shit happen out of their ass. There's been so many times where I've been at a table and my livelihood depends literally on how happy, how satisfied I can make these people in front of me. It's work. It's called hustle. And cashiers don't have hustle. They don't have to be good at their job to do it, to maintain it, and to get more work. They have opportunities come like a Starbucks. The Starbucks will see thousands of people a day. Each barista per shift is asking at least 100 people for a tip. And although the balances may be smaller or half the price of a restaurant, like a tip on $7, I get it. I get it. Like a 1% tip on $7 is 7 cents. But if you want a 20% tip, wait, was his math right? It's $1.40. That adds up. If you have like 100 of those, or even 50 of those, or 100 of those and 50 of those, you only got 50 cents or a dollar, you're making more than a server on a Wednesday night on a night that's not busy. If you're not working the weekends or like an event at a restaurant, you're probably not going to make any money. Not a lot. You'll probably make like 40 bucks. And then if it's slow, you'll get cut. No opportunity to make money. If there's no business in Starbucks for 2 hours, they're not going to close the store. This journey of me, well, re okay, I stopped tipping cashiers. And I'm someone that fell into that trap of feeling like I am a recovering people pleaser. Okay. I, mm, it's a journey. I thought I knew what people pleasing was. I thought I had a grip on the concepts, but then I did not. So briefly, people pleasing is doing things for other people in order to keep the peace. Stuff they didn't ask for, and you go above and beyond for strangers, but feel resentful that that you feel like you have to go above and beyond for people you don't even know, people who have done nothing for you, people who don't deserve your kindness. If it's your job to get me a donut and a coffee in the morning because you work at a donut place, what do you want a tip for? Or let me rephrase that. If your definition of minimum wage is $14.40 versus $2.40 in the state of Arizona, why are you asking for a tip on top of your hourly wage that is 7 times higher than the hourly wage of someone earning tips at a restaurant in Arizona? And I say Arizona because I live here. It's your $14 an hour job to get me a donut and a coffee. Why are you asking for 20%, 25, 30? I've seen up to 30, like I said, 35%. On a balance of like $5, that's $1.50. It's $1.60 something. Whatever. Around $1.50. I'll have you know I was in advanced math classes. You know, fuck you. I can do math better than everyone is watching. I digress. But it was it's funny because once I stopped tipping cashiers, I mean, I started the how do I see this? The quality of service just down. I see the same cashiers over and over again because I am a creature of habit. Like I will get donuts like 5 times a month at the same place. I'll go get coffee at the same place every other day. I'll get Chipotle every other day, and Chipotle doesn't ask for tips. But like I will go to like an independent store. I mean, at least 7 times out of 70% of the time when I'm shopping, I get asked for a tip for the cashier, who gets paid $14 an hour at least at a minimum. So I guess that begs the question, if people in Arizona and around America know that restaurant workers make less per hour, significantly less than minimum wage, why do they do it? For some of us, for people like me, serving in a restaurant or being a bartender is easy money because we're at a time in our life when we need something to work around our schedule. We can't work around the 8 to 5. Maybe we don't have the experience or the education to go work at 8 to 5. Maybe we found ourselves in a tight spot and we just need quick money. Maybe we need a side hustle. Who knows? But for one of the reasons outside of having something to fit my schedule, why I served was because I didn't have any real education to get a job to get experience yet. I was still in college. Who wants to hire someone from college other than a Forever 21 and a restaurant? That's why we work in restaurants. We work with our schedule and the opportunity to be as best as you can and be rewarded for that, just the opportunity is enough for some people because they know that they're good and they know they can get those tips. They know how to work it. It's a game. Once you become a server, you are motivated due to your low hourly wage and having to pay the bills. You are motivated to make the guest experience the best experience they've ever had at that restaurant. I don't care if you work at Red Lobster, Olive Garden, or fucking Fogo de Chao. Fuck Fogo de Chao. And fuck Nobu. And fuck Ruth's Chris. I want to go to Moon at Scottsdale by Giada De Laurentiis. Giada De Laurentiis. Giada De Laurentiis. So what's the standard? The standard has been for over a decade now, and it needs to be higher. It's 20%. In America, in my opinion, I have opinions, but if you don't tip, why are you going out? Like, why? It's just rude. It's rude. It's crass. It's like it's like farting or burping really loud and not saying excuse me. It's literally the equivalent of shutting a door in someone's face. In America, we are about manners and etiquette and respect. You not tipping is disrespectful, and it's a sign of intention. When you don't tip in America, it was because you don't have the money for it, and you knew that, and you still went out anyway, which makes you crass. Two, you don't believe in tipping, and you're in America, which makes you a fucking asshole. And three, give me, if you do not tip, it means your waiter did something bad. Your server brought you the wrong food. The food was out late. The food was incorrect. You got your main dish before your appetizer. You got your main dish and your appetizer at the same time after you've been waiting for a long time. Your drink is disgusting. You were there was hair in your food. They were rude to you. Um, Not tipping is a message. Like, thanks for your service, but you fucking sucked. It's a message. And why are we like this as Americans? I don't know, but it's the American way, and I will stand for it. Being a waitress made me an over tipper to, and what I mean by that is tipping over 20%. I distinctly remember going to this bar and I just got a bonus and it was my first bonus and I felt really, 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 really good about myself. So what did I do? I went out with some friends and I bought the bar. I bought the bar. No, I didn't buy the entire bar, but I bought a round for 5 people, 2 shots. each of Don Julio Blanco, and I think 1942. I asked for Don Julio. Either way, it's 17.50 per shot. It's like less than $50 per bottle, but it's 17.50 a shot. And that's pretty standard in Arizona for premium shelf tequila. It gets more expensive, up towards of like $100 a shot. Yes, I served at a Mexican restaurant. It was started by Chef Silvana Salcido. She's pretty famous around here. It was called Barrio Urbanos, and it was cute. I made tableside guacamole, so I was the one who brought out the little cart and cut the avocado and put cilantro, onions, lime juice, and all the good stuff, pomegranate, and I mixed it up. In my opinion, she's the originator of the tableside guacamole and all these restaurants. And Barrio Queen, I don't know about y'all, but we don't do Barrio Queen over here. If you know, you know. But over tipping is a message that I send to the bartender, the server, the waiter. I see you. I see you working hard. I've been there before. I've been in your shoes when you worked double. You want a cigarette. You're out of cigarettes. You can't pay your cell phone bill. You only have enough for rent. You have $2 that you can give for pizza or for weed, or and you're counting on your tips for the night for weed and for your cell phone bill. And working in a restaurant, you meet some of the most amazing people. It takes a special person to work in a restaurant, to stay in the industry for years, to not be intimidated by your first table, to be crazy enough to come back and do it again. I started serving at a restaurant. No, take that back. I started in fast food. KFC, Panda Express is where I learned customer service. Don't like it, didn't like it. But I learned really quickly because I got written up for having attitude with the customer that the customer's always right. Okay. This is how Karens were created. The customer is always right in America. You're protecting your assets with that ideology. It's cheaper to give them what they want, which is a refund or something for free, than it is to bear negative reviews and not having their business return. It's the capitalist like virtue. I understand that. Um, I overtipped to send a message. I remember distinctly that night when I bought the bar, my bartender was new. He was nerdy. He wasn't fitting in because I've been to this bar a lot, and he was sweating. And I was like, you know what? This guy's probably new. Definitely new to the place. I'd never seen him before. I'm gonna make his night. I'm gonna make his night. I want him to give me 10 shots of a shot that costs $17.50. Do you have any idea what that's gonna do to his numbers at the end of the night? Do you have any idea how cool he's gonna look to the other bartenders, to the managers? Because in the manager's mind, he made money. That is your job as a server, is to sell alcohol, not to give you your food or make sure. I mean, yeah, that is our job, but our job from our boss is to sell those damn drinks. Because what happens when you drink? You eat more and you're a little more generous. Yeah. Um, I tipped him, I believe, $75. 20% was about 35. Yeah. It was my way of letting him know that you're doing a good job and to keep going. You're only going to get better. Because he was going to take a bartender aside and be like, hey, I used to serve. I really see your hustle. I know it's hard. It's going to get better. Here's a good tip. I'm not going to pull him aside and say that. I'm just going to be gangster with it and just hand him a lot of money and sign it. Like I intentionally did that. He was about to cry. Like he was about to cry and he gave me and my friends a free round. It wasn't top shelf tequila, but he put a little tahine and a little mango juice in it, and it was a Mexican candy shot. That's what we call it. I call it a tahine shot, but whatever. Um, I just distinctly remember those moments of when I overtip because I've been overtipped, and it's come at the end of one of the most hardest shifts. I'll be on my period. I got broken up with, like you name it. And then you got to go put on a smile and serve a table of eight. You just got done with the 20 top. You just got sat with another table of four. There's a two top coming at seven. A lot of people don't have what it takes to be a server. And I'm very proud to have been a server. I'm not very proud to have been a cashier. So stop tipping the fucking cashiers. Stop it. Stop rewarding no behavior. I'm not even going to say their behavior is bad because in comparison of servers, in my opinion, they don't do anything. They don't think. Maybe if there was no calculator in front of you and you were doing math in your head like this, maybe I'd fucking tip you. That, whatever. I've said a lot tonight. I need to go to bed. I have work tomorrow. I'm going to stop here. Thank you for listening to the Manic Candice podcast. I am back on video tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please share this episode with your friends, family, and your followers, and I bid you adieu. Bye bye. Wait, what am I saying? And I bid you adieu. Adieu is a French word, and to me, it means bye and see you later. What's the real meaning of adieu? I don't know. When I was younger, I would just be like, and I bid you adieu. I was right. Goodbye. It means goodbye. And I spelled it right too. So I say, not all the time, but I say mes amis, which means my friends. I might start speaking a little more French. I want to. I want to download Duolingo. And I studied French for 4 years, so je sais parler français un peu. Un peu! So, merci. Bon. Bonne nuit.